And then we'll move into a water update, which as many of you know, that is the #1 issue this group really wants to focus on. And then we will have a pitch by Emerson talking about our membership. Many of you, thank you so much, have already filled out the forms and have paid your membership. As you know, this lunch is hosted, but if you want to become a member, we would love for you to take a membership form, and you can fill out the information and pay today or at the next meeting. So again, thank you. So at this time, I'd like to introduce the president of the American Hispanic Focus Group, someone you all know very well, Mr. Piedad Ayala.
Bueno, buenas tardes. Good afternoon to everyone. And thank you, every one of you. We know it's really hard to walk away from our job, especially in this time that we all are really concerned with our jobs because the problem, the pressure that we all have back in where we work. The job is really tough, so I really appreciate everybody taking the time. This is very important what we're going to be talking about, like Nicole mentioned. This is not a campaign that we can say it's going to be done in 2-3 months or whatever. This is a big mission that we have. This is a mission, we call it this cause, because it's really costing us a lot of damage in our communities. It's causing a lot of problems with the economy. So in this time, we gotta start something that is very necessary. Listen to the comments with a lot of people thinking to sell our water to different countries. You guys are going to hear about it. That it's not just the water war that we got local here. This is coming to be a lot tougher fight than what we think it's going to be. So
what I'm going to do is just walk through the process a little bit of how we got here, and then we will introduce the board members and do a quick oath of office, and then focus it to the media presentation. So I want to introduce someone who Piedad Ayala and the board of directors have hired to assist with this organization administratively. For those of you who attended our first meeting, which was on August 19th, we had about 75 people. And at that time, we didn't have a board. We didn't have the articles of incorporation filed with the Secretary of State's office as we do now. And we didn't have an administrative assistant, which is so key to keeping an association going. Someone who can properly email you, inform you, keep a database, make sure to keep the membership fees so we can continue to meet. Someone who is with Piedad and Ricardo to make sure that the information is to the general membership and the board of directors. And that person is, I just actually found out, I'd heard about it, but she's a former star of the Fresno State women's basketball team, and you probably had heard her. She actually mentioned she received a 9-month international basketball contract back in the day to play in Portugal. So we're lucky we have her here in the Valley. She's married, she has a young, beautiful daughter. Her name is Laura Gilbert, and we're very fortunate. Laura, raise your hand. To have her assisting. So any questions you have about information or emails and so forth, please go to and email Laura. Also, at our last general meeting, what we did was I personally emailed everyone who attended to ask who was interested in serving on the board of directors. And we had a nice number of folks who emailed and said we were interested in serving on the board. So there was a meeting, and the board members were organized, and at the direction of our attorney for the organization, Mr. Tomas Villarreal, we went through, there was an election of officers, there was a review of bylaws, articles of incorporation were prepared, and the board, hopefully no opposition from any of you who have signed up to be members, will be the president, Mr. Piedad Ayala. The vice president will be Martha Kessler. The treasurer, Dr. David Austin. Our secretary, Emerson Estrada. The board members, Monica Diaz, and they'll stand up in a second. Hugo Montano, Saul Camacho, Dora Mora, Pete Parra, Ricardo Viveros, how am I saying that wrong?
What?
Viveros, Jim Verboon, I can say that, Eligio Nava, the one and only, And Don Watnick, who is in Japan, I believe, with his family. And so we have a board of directors of 15. We have 2 vacancies. So if there are still interest of members here who would like to serve on the board of directors, please email your interest or resume to Lauda, and at the next board of directors meeting, the board members will then select the next 2 board members to sit on the board of directors. And so at this time, if the board of directors could stand up, we'll do this very quickly. I will give you the charge and oath of office, and then we'll be done. The office to which you have been elected. These are folks, and this is again our first formal general meeting, and we hope to fill up this room twice the size in the future. But as you'll see as we go through the mission statement, this is a very important organization. These board members are serious, they're committed, and we all want to see this organization succeed. So this office to which you have been elected is one of dignity and importance. In accepting this office, you undertake a responsibility which is not to be assumed lightly. With the policy and bylaws as your guide, you must be ever ready to exercise the functions of the office. Further, you are charged with governing this organization according to laws of democracy, under which every person who wishes to speak shall be heard toward the end and in every matter considered. Raise your right hand and repeat after me. I state your name. Do solemnly swear that I will faithfully execute the office of the American Hispanic Focus Group and will, to the best of my ability, serve as a living example of this organization's philosophy and beliefs. Congratulations, board members.